I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. This way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time I need that heartbeat, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around me, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. 713 through the 281, yeah, I'm riding. Why they on me? Why they on me? I'm flying, sipping low-key. I'm sipping low-key in August, rider. I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. This way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time I need that heartbeat, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, throw that to the side, yeah. When I'm pulling up right beside you, pop star Lil Mariah, when I text a cute gay and wildness, throw a stack on the Bible, never Snapchat or took Molly. She fought for plenty, her and all her guineas, yeah. We at the top floor, right there off through Henny, yeah. Oh no, I can't fuck with y'all, yeah. When I'm with my squad, I cannot do no wrong, yeah. Saucing in the city, don't get misinformed, yeah. They gon' pull up on you, yeah. We gon' do some things you can't relate, yeah. Cause we from a place you cannot stay. Oh, you can't go, oh, I don't know. Oh, back the fuck up. I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. This way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the third round of the JCW Mini League brought to you by SRA. Tonight's race will be taking place on Mugello. Just to have a little bit of a track layout. I'm just trying to bring it up here. There we go. This is the track that we will be doing. As you can see, there's a few long straights and quite a bit of sharp corners that is involved in this track. Gonna be some close racing, and I'm pretty sure if you do not wake up enough, you will definitely lose out on this track, especially if you're going through the S bends. You tend to overshoot the turn and lose a bit of ground, and it's got a gravel outside, so once you go off the track, you don't get on very easily. But it's gonna be fun. Stick with us and enjoy the racing. Tonight with me in the commentating booth, we have Melvin Goos. Hi Melvin, how are you doing?
Is it Tommy? All good yourself?
I'm great, thank you. I know that your son is racing in Division 2. I hope he's ready for this one.
I hope so as well. He's been practicing a bit, so yeah, he should be doing good.
I can't wait. I know he did very well in the last race. He's one of our younger drivers that is out there on the track. And I'm pretty sure that he's still going to get a lot quicker as it goes on and as he gets to know the cars and the sim racing as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of quick guys out here tonight. Nico Smith, he bought my old DD wheel. They just got his button plate sorted, and you could see it on the times immediately. He's up there at the top. Craig Wesley, one of the guys who was on a Dinky Toy wheel, is now on a Logitech, and his time's also right up there. So expect a lot of grid changes from last week, to be honest.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of changes from last week. This is a different track as well. It is quite a tricky track, although I know it's your favorite one to race on. And I hope we'll be seeing you out there in Division A as well tonight. I know you had a bit of bad luck last week with technical difficulties. So I hope everything goes well for you tonight.
Yeah, like I've just been having bad luck, but yeah. Yeah, let's see what happens. I love this track at all. It's just a brilliant track. The up and down, the cambers, you really push the left front tire. I think about 4 laps it starts going off, then you've got to ride the throttle. So I haven't done too many laps with the admin stuff this week, but we're going to make the best of it and going to have fun. That's the main part of it, just to have fun.
No, definitely, definitely. Well, just having a little bit of a look on everything for tonight. We have about 10 or 11 drivers that will be out on the track with us. We've got Nico Smit, Janne van der Westhuizen, Jay de Villiers, Pieter de Tooy, Michael Rust, Rob van der Heever, Herman Nieuwoud, Timo Smit, Conrad Jansen van Rensburg, Johnny Lee Marcham, Craig Wesley, Kian Goos, and Dylan Visagi that is out there on the track. And if I'm not mistaken, we should have Jay. Yeah, I did mention his name, Jay de Villiers, who is also out there tonight and he's back for the first race of the season. Unfortunately, he did miss out the 2 previous races, but I'm pretty sure that he can still catch up with points. Otherwise, he's most probably just in it for the fun of it. But it's good to see him back. He's one of our fast drivers and more well-known drivers that's out there. He's been racing with us since last year. So it's going to be interesting to see. Then we've got Jan as well, who is a more experienced driver as he does real-life racing. He's also competing in the Clubman's class on Kyalami Oval, as well as the Polo Cup, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure if he still does. But then also he drives in the GTI Challenge class out there as well. So he's also very well known in the racing. Then we've got Michael Rust, who is racing in the Volvo Namibia car. He is actually the owner of Volvo Namibia and also a very well-known racing driver from there. He does the real-life racing on Tony Rust. If I'm not mistaken, Melvin, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I do know that you know him a lot better than what I do. But that is a very nice looking livery that he's got on that Mini with the Volvo Namibia cars on the side of it.
Yeah, Michael, one of the a household name in Namibia. His dad built a local racetrack, Tony Rust racetrack. So well known through Namibia, all round nice guy. But when he gets on track, yeah, not such a nice guy. He's really aggressive and a great driver. I mean, he started off about 6 months ago with us, and he's shown that he can be really quick. He really showed his strength in the endurance race in the Genetas, and still getting used to the minis as it's a completely different car to drive with a front diff. It completely locks up at the front when you slow it down. So it's a tricky car to drive, but he's getting there and he's getting the hang of it.
Yeah, no, definitely. If I'm having a look at the times here on the track at the moment, we have in pole position on qualifying at the moment. We've got Timo, who is in the lead and will be taking the pole position. He's doing a 2-minute flat 0.4. Now, guys, that is extremely fast around this track. As you can see, the time's a bit lower down. We have Nico in there with the 2-minute 1, almost the 2-minute 1 flat. He's also one of the faster drivers out there. Very nice looking livery on that car with that. I think it's Electrical that's his main sponsor,
Yeah.
the 99 car from
Yeah,
Nico.
Nico is actually from Namibia. He's from Oranje, which is quite far from. It's at the edge of Namibia, and he's got his own aircon company, and he's actually got my old DD wheel. He's driving tonight. They've struggled with the button box, and they've sorted it tonight. So it'll be the first time he's really going to experience the DD wheel tonight. So should be interesting to see what he does with it.
Yeah, no, it will definitely be interesting to see what it does. Like you said, there was a bit of technical changes or equipment changes, as we can say it, with Nico going over to the DD wheel, which is actually a direct drive wheel. And then you have Craig that's out there who's gone from a very cheap steering wheel to the more experienced Logitech G29. Very well-known steering wheel out there for anyone that wants to start some racing. That is a very good startup wheel to use, either the G29 or the G920. There is a little bit more expensive wheels that gives you a better drive and a better feel to it. Doesn't necessarily make you a better driver, but for starting up, the G29 or the G920 is an excellent wheel to start with, and you can pick it up for quite cheap if you get it secondhand, but also brand new, it's not that expensive. Then we've got out there Peter the Toy in the that looks like Mofo Bros car. Also have Heineken on there as well as Black Label. It seems like he's supporting his local beers very well out there. Then you've got Jano van der Westhuizen, who's running with a standard livery of the Power Max livery. We've got Jade Villiers in that, I think that's a charcoal car that he's driving. Also very nice looking livery. Then we've got Rob out there in the TAU Energy Drink Sponsorship Mini. Very well-known driver as well, very new to the sim racing, but he is coming up the ranks quite quickly, doing very well out there, performing very well and getting better with every single race. Now, guys, please go and check out the sponsors that's on the vehicles. This is actual sponsors and people with businesses out there. So go and have a look on Facebook or on Google and see if you can support the businesses that does put a bit of money into the sim racing industry for us. Then we've got Michael Rust again in the Volvo Namibia's car out there. We've got Herman in the Vortex Mini, very nice looking red Mini. We've got Craig out there as well in the number 55 Flaming Mini that's there. He's actually the partner of Rob. So the next one you'll see, he will also be out in the TAU Energy Drink Mini. Then we've got Johnny Lee Marcham, who's our lady racer that's out there with the Chaos Crew sponsor on it, as well as KDP with the Baba Leafy and the Quadrophonic sponsorship out there as well. Very nice looking car with a little bit of a funny, mean looking face that just wants to bite you from behind. Then we've got Conrad in the Smart Link Marketing Mini. Also a very nice looking car. I'm pretty sure you will be doing well. And as I said, if you go off the track into the sandbanks, it's going to slow you down quite a bit, as you can see with Peter just flying past him there. Having a look up a bit to the front, we have Timo out there with that very nice looking SRA livery on that Mini. Now we've got about 12 minutes left of qualifying before the racing will start. Tonight we've been having a 25-minute qualifying, which after we will have 2 races of 20 minutes each, plus 1 lap, and in between we will have about a 2-minute interval before the next race starts. Now this is Division B that is busy racing at the moment, And after them starting at 8:30, we will have the fast guys up in Division A that will be entertaining us there.
You can't really call them the fast cars. Sorry.
Also true what you
These
say,
guys
Melvin.
are actually running the same times as the Class A guys at the top. So the thing with the Class A guys is they're not so much quicker. They're just so much more experienced.
That's also true. Sorry for that, Melvin. It is true what you're saying. You can't really have a faster or a slower class. These guys does more or less the same times that the other classes does. It is just the drivers with a bit more experience is in the A class, and then you've got the lesser experienced guys in the B class, as well as you get drivers that puts in 20, say 15 hours a week, and then you get guys that puts in 100 hours a week. So it depends on how much you get on the track. Will also depend on in which division you'll be racing. So Melvin, can you tell us a bit about the upcoming events that SRA will be having? Is there anything that
Well,
we need to know about? Any secret tracks or anything that's coming up?
you saw tonight, Peter posted on the Discord group earlier the new Polo Cup car coming together nicely. It looks absolutely brilliant. It's in testing. That will be the next big league for SRA, and from there we'll be going to the V8 Mastercars, which is well known to the Cape Townians, which is the Silhouette Mustangs with a fiberglass body, and that's also a car work in progress. So yeah, a lot of big things coming to us, except apart from the single events we run. I think that's the two big things that we're looking forward to this year and possibly next year. You there, Tommy?
Oh, sorry, Melvin. I'm here. My mic was just bumming out a bit. Like you said, this is the league races that we've got going. Is the mini league at the moment. This is our third round, and we've got another 2 left to go. The next one will be done at Spa, and the final one will be done at Kyalami. So it's quite interesting to see what's happening. And coming after that will be the Polo Cup. I'm pretty sure of that. It's going to be a very interesting one to watch. So feel free to join us in. Go on the YouTube channel. You can like us. You can subscribe to the channel and get the notifications as we are going live. Go to our Facebook page under Sim Race Africa. Go and like our Facebook page. Follow us there for upcoming events as well as just some equipment for sale that you might need to know about if you want to start racing. We've also got a Discord channel that you can follow us and chat to the local guys that's racing. And then we also have the WhatsApp group. So if you want to, you can join us on there. Keep updated to what's coming up and what's happening next. And then we do have our main members, which is Melvin Goos, Warwick Stewart, and Peter Grobler. They are the founding members of SRA. And I have to say, without them, this is not possible. I know Melvin puts in a lot of time after hours sorting out the drivers and listening to the complaints and getting everyone ready. Warwick, who does an excellent job setting up the service and the streams the service for us. Then we've got Peter Grobler. He is our builder, if we can call it in that way. He makes sure that the tracks is done. He makes sure that we've got new cars to race with. He really puts in a lot of time after hours getting those things sorted. So I do have to thank them for everything that they do. They really, really do the best they can to make sim racing as fun for everyone as possible. Now, SRA is a lone standing group where anyone is welcome to join us. Whether you are a rookie or a veteran racer, you're welcome to join in and have fun with us. We have our leagues and we have our beer lobbies on Fridays, or over weekends we do have our beer lobbies where we do any random track, any random car. You can just have fun with it. It's where you get to learn the cars, get to learn the tracks, and also get used to being with a lot of other people on the track, just increasing and getting you to be a better driver. Also learn the driving styles of the other drivers, which then allows for less contact and less incidents out on the track. So we've got about 7 minutes left of the qualifying, and the times is still standing with Timo in pole position and Dylan now moving up into the second place. We've got Craig in third, Nico in fourth, Peter 5th, Janu 6th, Kian in 7th, Jay in 8th, Rob in 9th, Michael in 10th, Herman 11th, Joni in 12th, and Conrad in 13th. And we are on board with Joni at the moment as she's just going around the track, pushing this little mini as hard as what you can see go. And you can see she's actually up on a delta at the moment with almost 0.5 of a second. Now, if she can pull this one off, that might even put her up into 10th position. So let's see what she can do. And maybe she moves up in a position as well. Well, we have not yet abandoned you. We are still here, although we were in a bit of silence. To everyone that is watching the YouTube channel, just drop your name in the chat and say hi. Also, please do tell us who you are supporting out there on the track tonight. I see Peter Grobber is there, as well as Sean Weber. Those are unfortunately the only two names that I can see. The rest of them, I'm not too sure who they are, as they've got different hidden names that's on there. So please drop us a message and say hi to everyone out there. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube link. Please do share the link with your friends and family. Let them join in and watch the racing. I can guarantee you it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Last week we had extremely good racing, very close dices that we had out there. So again, I can guarantee you it's going to be a lot of fun. You can see the drivers is now busy pulling into the pits as we are coming to the end of our qualifying session with 20 seconds left to go. And then we will wait for the server to restart and we will have our first race of 20 minutes. And then we will get this evening going with the racing. So I can see Jason is also on the YouTube channel. Hey Jason, it's sad to not see you out on the track, or are you racing in Division 1? Then we've got Tyron also out there shouting for Craig. It's good to see you guys out there on the YouTube channel. It's very nice to have more viewers. Please do like the video, subscribe to our channel, share the link, get more viewers on here. It's always nice to have them. Jason saying, go Dylan. Hi Dylan, hope you're doing well. I see he's running in second position at the moment of a 2-minute .005, which is very, very fast. These four drivers that's up in from first, second, third, and fourth, they are running the same times as the Group A drivers. And from there, we've still got Nico, Peter, Jano, Jay, Rob, and Michael, who is less than a second apart from or away from each other. This is really going to be interesting to watch. I mean, last week we had very, very close racing, but I see someone is having a little bit of issues. I think that's Dylan, who keeps disconnecting and reconnecting with the server. So he's going to have to sort those things out, because once the race starts, you won't be able to rejoin on the server. I do know that we have a few drivers that can't race tonight due to load shedding. Yeah, unfortunately, we do have load shedding, so it is a bit of a problem out there. Thanks, Peter, for also just saying that we do have load shedding, and Jason just going, Viva South Africa. Yeah, not the best, but we do the best we can under circumstances and with what we got. So Dylan is back into the server. We are just waiting for the reset of the server to happen, and then we will have our first race for tonight in Division B. So sit back, enjoy the show.
Sorry, Tommy.
No, it's fine. You can go, Malin.
Actually, nice to see the guys sitting here and chatting with us. And I mean, Jason, one of the quicker guys in Class B, unable to race, which is a pity. Yeah, and then Peter obviously driving in Class A later tonight.
Alvin, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. You just went quiet for a bit, so I thought you maybe lost out. Well, for you guys that don't know, I'm all the way from Cape Town in South Africa, and Malvin is sitting on the other side in Namibia. So we're quite far away from each other, but still having a good chat, and it's very nice to have him here in with me in the commentating booth. I'm not too sure who that is, but I see Tyron Wesley on the YouTube channel giving a shout out to Nicola. So I'm not too sure who that is, but
we've got Craig Wesley Racing, so I don't know if they call him Nicola. My mom says hi. Okay, there we go.
Here we go. I'm not too sure who Dangerous Banana is, but apparently they are from Paul.
Oh, there goes Mr. Nicola first. So there's the connection between Rob and Craig. We've got to figure.
I see Sean is also saying hi there to you, Melvin. I see Nicola is Rob's wife. So we've got his wife in here as well supporting him. It's always nice to have the family members on the stream watching their fellow well, husband or brother or sister, their fellow family members. I'm not too sure who else is on here. Tyron, just laughing out loudly there. It's really nice to have you guys in the YouTube channel with us. We really do enjoy the chatting and also corresponding with you on the stream.
It's always nice to watch a YouTube stream and see the guys chatting away and just having fun, in general.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as you say on there, we've got Sean that's on there, or Mick. He's also known as the alien that's out there. They are extremely fast drivers.
He is quick.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to start calling Craig also an alien, because with the times he's running, he's very close to being an alien.
And Tommy, I don't want to be rude, but it's like Gerard Niemand. He was on a mouse, Craig was on a dinky toy wheel. Now both these cars, well, in Gerard's case, he's back on a Logi. And last week he was absolutely stupendous. He was stupid fast. And Craig today in the practice service, we got him into drifting the other night, and he is stupid fast. So it's not the wheel itself, it's commitment and it's dedication and it's how much you enjoy your racing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the more time it's like doing anything. The more time you put into it, the better you're gonna get to it, or get in it. So if you have an athlete that's gonna just run races, he's not gonna do that well. Where if he's gonna practice and be consistent, then it makes a big difference. But then again, also in this type of racing, consistency is key. The more consistent you are on the track, the better your times will get, and the better you will finish in the races as well.
Well, I'm looking at Michael, who's one of our more consistent drivers, and he's down in 10th place. Obviously, he hasn't been on the server this week. He actually messaged me and said, listen, I'm going to be away till today from Wednesday. So he's going to struggle tonight. But as you said, consistency with Michael, he's got the knack to sort of get it together. And once the race starts, he's always quick.
No, definitely. That is true. So we are on the starting grid. We've got about 40 seconds left to go before the race will start. And just to run down quick, we've got Timo, Dylan, Craig, Kian, Nico, Peter, Janu, Jay, Rob, Michael, Herman, Joni, and Conrad that is on the grid for this evening. And we will have Timo taking us off the line in the first place or first position, and then we hope that everyone makes it through that first corner safely as the lights are going on with 10 seconds left to go. Here we go, boys. This is gonna be fun. Let's have a look and see what happens as the race gets starting.
I'm surprised at Timo's pace. He is really, really fast tonight. And the lights very, very quick. Usually they wait about 2 or 3 seconds, and I think that caught out a couple of guys. For others, it worked out quite fine.
I know, definitely. They are coming down to the first right-hander before they go into the sweeps. And we've got in the lead. Let me just jump into the cameras here. We've got Timo in the lead with Dylan in second place, Craig in third. There was a few position changes at the back. Jan is still in fourth with Jay. Nico seems to be falling back. I'm not too sure what happened there. But we've got Nico and Dylan that is running in pole position in second place. This is going to be a close race. Craig still in third with Kian right behind him. Jay de Villiers up in fifth with Peter also in there behind him. Going further down the pack, we now have a position change between Nick and Rob. So Rob is now going up into 11th position, starting to chase down Joni. So it seems like there was a bit of contact between these drivers because they are quite a little bit of a distance behind the rest of the field, but they will most probably sure make their way up to the rest of the pack.
Well, if Dylan is going to get Timo get away with it, Craig runs wide there. As I'm sitting with Kian in car, Craig runs wide. That allows Kian to close in, but Dylan is really pushing hard not to allow Timo to get away. And if Timo is going to get away, he's going to be run away with this race. He is really, really quick on this track.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we've seen in the previous ones as well, is if you give Timo the gap, he will run away with this race. However, Dylan is now starting to close that gap on Timo. So he's going to have to look up on
a move. He's going to try and pass him, and if they battle, this will allow Kian and Craig to catch up with him.
No, definitely. The more the drivers in the front starts getting into a battle, then the rest of the back mark or the pack at the back will definitely start catching up with them. So then they're not just going to have to fight with each other, but the rest of the guys as well. Going a bit further down the pack, we still have Kian there in fourth position with an entire train of minis behind him, consisting out of Jay, Peter, and Yanu. So this is also going to become very interesting to watch as the race progresses through the evening. I think Joni ran.
Surprises Jay. He's returned to sim race in about 3 weeks, and he is just right up there.
Yeah, no, he's been out for about a month or 3 weeks now, due to Eid. He's a Muslim, so we have races from any and all religions, as well as races. So, this is just a fun section or fun place where everyone can be themselves and just enjoy some racing. We have a lot of competitors out there who does just enjoy it. Oh, and Peter just took Jay on the outside. Very nice move. Now Yanu is moving right up behind Peter or behind Jay. They're trying to have a look up on the inside, but Jay just closes the door on him, keeping that sixth position. So this is now becoming a three-way battle for fifth position. And as they're now battling, the rest of the pack gets to pull away. And going up to the front of the pack, you can see that Craig and Kian has now caught up to the back there of Dylan and Timo. Like we said, as soon as the driver starts battling, then it allows the rest of the guys to catch up, and then it becomes a bit more fun and a bit more driving skill based, if I can say it in that way. Kian is really trying very, very hard to get past Craig here, but Craig is running defensive lines, keeping that car as close to the apex as possible, also using the entire track with the run-offs. He's really doing well out there on that defensive lines.
If you look at Craig, he's one of the older members. I think he's deep in his 60s. So he's got a world of experience on his hands, and it shows. He's a flippin' brilliant driver. I've driven against him, and he is really, even on the dinky toy wheel he had, he was already good. So trying to chase him now like Kian is doing, it's not going to be easy. He is really... I'm watching the e-car view, and he's going all over the straight just to try and get him out of his slip.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's really trying to run defensive, trying to get Kian out of that slipstream. But Kian is having a look up on the inside, braking a bit later than Craig. Can he make that one stick? It seems like he made that move very, very nicely. Very clean pass. No contact there whatsoever. If Craig can now just hook a toe onto that bumper of Kian and stick with him, I'm pretty sure they can catch up to that second and first place. But Craig runs a little bit wide, going off the track there. But he is doing well to keep up to the rest of the guys. Having a look down at the back, we've got Janu van der Westhuizen and Jay that's busy fighting. Janu just overtaking Jay, going into that sweep left and right. Will Janu now start pulling away from Jay and catching up there to Peter? Going a bit further back, we still have Herman and Michael that is fighting out there for the 8th position. However, there's about a second gap between the two of them. So Herman has got a little bit of breathing room, but Michael is pushing very hard to get onto the back of him and is going to try and take that 8th position from him. Further down the back, we've got Joni out there in that black and purple mini. She's doing very well. She's extremely consistent, and she's just maintaining that 10th position. Then we've got about 3 seconds behind her, we've got Nico, who had a little bit of incident in the start of the race and fell back quite far, but he's trying to drive his way back up through the track. Then we've got Rob there in 12th position and Conrad in 13th. Now Rob seems to be, I think him and Nico was involved in a little bit of an incident. However, they started very far up in the front of the pack. Now they are right at the back of the field. But they are not falling out of this race. They are still pushing it hard, trying to catch up to them. Yes, Melvin, I'm
Nico's a
listening.
really quick driver. I mean, he is fast. And he's on a new setup. He's getting used to it. And I think he's going to be someone to look out for in the future.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we see, once you change your equipment, there's quite a bit of a difference. And, you need to change your driving style and adapt to your equipment. I mean, when I started sim racing, I started on a Logitech Momo wheel, which only turned 180 degrees. You only had petrol and a brake. And then I was lucky enough and I had someone help me out, and I got to move over to the G29, where then again, it was a complete different, because now you've got a steering wheel that's turning a 900-degree turning circle. You've got your petrol, your brake, and your clutch, plus your gear shifter. So it makes a very big difference in your equipment, and adjusting from what you used to the new ones can take a bit of time, and it can make a very big difference in your driving style as well as your times that you're doing.
Out of interest now, Tommy, I see Kian fiddling with the buttons. He's just adjusted his brake bias, so the Mini's starting to get light at the back, which means the car's getting loose. They also eat the tires, especially on Mugello. So now the drivers is going to start to adapt, and they should make it interesting.
No, definitely. Like you said, the cars does change. This is some racing, guys. It's like the real deal. You've got your tire wear, you've got your fuel usage, you've got your brake wear. All of those things plays a factor in how you drive. Oh, and Craig runs very wide into the sandbag, allowing for Peter and Jano and Jay to catch up to him. Also giving Kian now that breathing room. That is very sad. Craig has lost about 4 positions. Well, 3 positions there, but I'm pretty sure he can make his way back up. But getting back to it, as the driving, as
Tommy,
you,
if sorry for interfering, I'm
It's fine.
watching in-car view now with Kian, and as I said my words, we adjusted his brake bias. You could literally start to see the guys locking up the back and the car sliding. So the tires tends to go from one phase to another within a couple of seconds. It just goes, and you've got to adapt so quick, and that's what happened to Craig. He wasn't expecting it.
no, that is true, and like we said, this is quite very similar to real life racing, because you've got the different changes in the cars, as well as you've got your track temperature that changes and your track grip. All of those things plays a factor. So if you don't know your car, then you're going to start losing out somewhere. And I'm also sitting on board with Kian at the moment, and you can see Timo in the front running very hard and also starting to kind of break the back out, and you've got Dylan who's locking up the rear wheel as he's braking for the turns. So it makes a big difference in car handling, because you've got your tire wear and all of those things. So if you don't know how to adapt to it, you're going to start losing out. So Kian now shifted his brake bias most probably a bit forward, because also as the car starts using petrol, the back end starts getting lighter. Oh, and there was slight contact there between Kian and Dylan, and Kian makes that pass on Dylan. I'm pretty sure Dylan's just going to take that inside line again for the next corner and hopefully pass him going into there. And it is very close. Oh, a little bit of contact there as Kian shut the door on Dylan. However, Kian did have the racing line for that turn. Now, in racing...
The guys are really pushing it. I mean, Timo is absolutely running away with us. He is, I don't know if it's in a relaxed zone or whether he's pushing it hard. Not too much of a lockup from him. So I think Timo is very relaxed at this stage. Dylan has said that he is quick in the beginning of a race, but he struggles towards the end. So that's a tire wear coming in. So yeah, it's a matter of preserving your tires and trying to get to the end.
And I saw now watching Timo for going into that corner there, locking up the front wheels and kind of understeering, and then once you get the grip, your car starts turning again. So this is going to come down. We know that Mugello is more of an endurance track. Like you said, it does chow the tires. It does use a lot of fuel, and it makes a big difference on the handling of the car. So if the guys really don't know, you can see there Kian at the back also locking up his wheels going into this turn. So it's going to play a factor, and it's going to make a big difference. Having a look up at the back, we still have Craig now that caught up to the back there of Jay and Janu. So he's most probably going to start fighting back and making his move on Jay there, as he is one of the faster drivers and will most probably, gain about another 1 or 2 positions if all goes well. Going further back, we still have Herman out there and Michael Rust. Joni still in 10th position, just driving comfortably there. However, Rob has now, or is starting to catch up onto her. So this is also going to become quite interesting to watch heading into the final few minutes of the race, as we've got about another 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in this race.
Rob and Joni have been at it since the start of the season. Every single race, they're just going bonkers with each other.
Yeah, no, definitely. They do race each other in every single race that there is. And it's actually nice to see, that no matter where you're on the track, whether you're in the front or mid-pack or even at the back, you will always have a die somewhere on the track. which is what makes sim racing or racing fun. It's not nice to drive on your own. So when it comes to our divisions that you get divided in, you get divided in according to a time as well as your driving ability and your driving skill. So we try and make it as fair as possible for everyone to race and as fun as what it can be, for you to be able to have a dice with someone. And I'm just staying on these two for a while as Rob now caught up right on the back of Joni. So I'm just going to follow them for a little bit and see how they progress through this race and if Rob can actually make his move on Joni. But Melvin, I do know that you're sitting there on board with your son racing. It's a bit difficult for you to, see the rest of the race, but I'm pretty sure that he's doing well up front. There's about a second gap between Timo and Kian, and then again another second between Kian and Dylan. And the three of them.
He's really pushing hard to catch him, but as I said, Timo's gotten into the rhythm, and he's just pushing this mini so nice. No lockups, no nothing. And Timo is showing that he's a really, really good, clean driver. Dylan falling slightly back. I think that's a tire wear. Looking at the input on Kian's steering wheel, you can see him struggling now. He's starting to get more and more understeer. The car wanting to slide out. So these cars are getting difficult to drive. It's not just a matter of you start the race and you keep on driving. They're starting to work you now. And I can see it on Kian's movements on the wheel. He is struggling and he's getting pissed off at me, tapping on the back of the head.
Well, Melvin, like I said to you earlier, let the boy drive his drive. You're putting him under a lot of pressure here from the back, and it can cause him to maybe make a bit of mistakes. Well, I see there that Janu has lost 2 positions to Jay and Craig. So I'm not too sure if he ran wide and went off the track there, but unfortunately he lost out in 2 positions. But there's about a second gap now between the 3 of them, and the front runners. That's the top 3 is running away with this one. There's about 7 seconds between 3rd and 4th place. So I'm not too sure whether the rest of the pack can catch up to them unless there's one major mistake that one of them makes. But from the looks of it, everyone is settling nicely into their groove and just maintaining their drive. So I'm pretty sure the top 3 will just keep going and keep it consistent, not push too hard, because they know if they make a mistake, they will lose out on their position. Where if they just settle in and maintain that consistency, then they'll finish where they are at the moment. So we've got about another 2 to 3 laps left to go, as we are on 2 minutes and 30 seconds left for this race. So it takes about 2 minutes to do a lap. So you're going to have about 2 to 3 laps left to go on this race. And anything can happen. If you make a bit of a mistake and you run wide, you can open the door for the next person to come and overtake you. But I'm going to have a little bit of a look down further back with Jay there, who's got Craig right behind him, who's pushing it extremely hard, trying to catch up and overtake him, with Janu van der Westhuizen, who is right behind Craig there again. Michael Russ still settling in there very nicely in 8th position. Joni in 10th with Rob right behind her, who is really pushing it, trying to overtake her, but she's running defensive. He's having a look up on the inside. Will he be able to get this pass going, or will there be something happens? He's going through the outside. She's going to probably try and fight the way back. However, he makes that pass very cleanly, very nicely done. Going back up to the front, you now have Jay that ran a bit wide, seems like it, because he's falling back all the way behind Janu now. So now it's a fight between Craig and Janu. So Craig came all the way from the 4th, lost his way down to 7th, and now working his way back up and already back in 5th position, with Peter, who is right in front of him with about a 2-second lead. So he's got a comfortable race going there as well. If all goes well, he can just maintain his consistency. He will take that 4th position for tonight. Going back to the front, we still have Timo and Kian, who is fighting it out for 1st, 2nd, and Dylan that's there in 3rd position as well.
Timo has thrown the hammer. He's really pushing it and actually pulling away from Kian. If you look at the lap times, Timo just did a 2:03, where Kian did a 2:05, and Dylan's on 2:06. So the guys are really clocking quick times. There's no relaxing here, to be honest.
No, these guys in the front is pushing it extremely hard. However, you know, once you get into your groove and there's been a bit of a gap, if you're running more or less the same lap times as the guy in front of you, it's going to be very difficult to catch them. And I mean, like we said, Kian is running 2 minutes point 003, and Timo was running 2 minutes point 00. Oh, sorry, it's the other way around. Timo was doing
Other way around, Timo was
2.003.
quicker.
Yeah, and Kian was 2 minutes 005. So there's almost a 0.2 second difference in the time. So to try and close that gap with the times being that close is extremely difficult to do. And as we can see now, the lead or the lap counter is showing that we've got 2 laps to go, which means that the leading or the race leader is now on his second last lap. So once they go over the start finish, they will start their final lap, and we will get to the end of our first race for this evening. Still having a little.
What should be interesting, Tommy, is after this, they've got a full reverse grid. And you've got guys like Dylan Fisaki who can really work traffic very, very quick. Whereas I know for a fact Kian really struggles with traffic.
Yeah, no,
And that makes one hell of a difference.
I actually forgot to mention that, that between the first and the second race, we had our full reverse grid, and then we had at a stage where only the top 4, the top 6 drivers got reversed, and then the racers actually requested that we make it a full reverse grid swap again, because the faster guys enjoys working their way through the pack,
Yeah.
and they also do enjoy giving the other drivers an opportunity to win a race. So, like we said, with SRA, yes, it's a competitive platform, but the drivers want everyone to do well. They want every single driver to have the opportunity to be in the front and to run in the front of the race. And they want to improve their driving style by either having to try and stay in front or by trying to work their way through the back and get to the front. So, we do listen to our drivers, and if they do request something, we do take it into consideration, and we try and give everyone the best experience that we can. So I do say thanks to Melvin and them for doing the best they can for everyone out there. Just having a little.
I'm still watching the diet, and it's actually nice again to watch.
No, I'm actually.
It's like a slingshot effect.
Go for it, Melvin.
And I'm watching the race between Timo and Kian, and Kian is really pushing it, whereas Timo seems to be struggling a bit now, so Kian is catching up really quick.
Yeah, no,
So I don't know if I've got to tap him on the head and say go for it, or listen, settle for second. It's.
No, I think Kian should push for it. I mean, there's about 3, as long as there's no contact between them, but he is pushing it extremely hard. I'm not sure what's going on with Timo, but he really slowed down very badly now. Or Kian just got extremely fast very quickly. But they're going into, I think, which is the 4th last corner of this track, which is the hairbend. Then they're gonna have this very fast left and right hander.
I just tapped Kian on the shoulder and I said chill, and he's like, he flipped me off.
Well, I told you leave the boy to do his racing. They are going into the final corner now as they're heading down the main straight. They will get to the end of this race, sitting there on board with Timo as he finishes this race in first position. Or is he only starting his final lap now? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he's on the final lap. That's the end of the race,
sorry.
and Timo has taken it. Well, job done, Mr. Smith.
No, as you can see, the drivers is coming, lights flashing there over the start finish. Just gonna jump here back onto one of the other drivers as Craig and them comes over. So we have our race finishing here with Timo in first, Kian in second, Dylan in third, Peter fourth, Craig fifth, 6th we've got Jan, 7th we've got Jay, we've got Herman finishing his race here in 9th position. Then we still have Roberts finishing in 8th, with Joni making her way onto the start finish line, heading home in 11th position. Conrad will finish this race in 12th, and Nico in 13th. So what that means is that Nico will be starting in the pole position in the second race, and Timo will be starting right at the back. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second race. We will have about a 2-minute interval once Nico has gone over the start finish line, and we will get the second race for the evening going. just having a little bit of a look on the YouTube channel. Again, I can't really see who's on the channel, who's watching. Feel free to say hi so that we can mention you on the stream. But Peter and Jason is having a very big conversation out there. It's always nice to see the guys that's just, sticking into it.
Yeah, that was that was quite interesting. It's like, Papa, my phone is ringing. Let me take this call quick, Tommy. I'll be right back.
All right, Marvin. See you now.
We've got about, I think, not sure how much time, but okay, I'll be with you just now.
No problem, Marvin. So we will be going into the server resetting for the second race, and we will have a full reverse grid that will be out there tonight. So it was a very nice race out there and very close dices also. It is always fun to see the guys battling it out there. And as we said, everything makes a difference in the way the car drives and handles. And as it got there to the end of the race, we saw Kian that caught up to Timo and almost overtook him, taking that first position. But Timo was able to handle it and finish in first position. So we'll hope and see if we can have Jason out there for the second race, as he sees that his power might be coming on in time. However, there is about 3 minutes before the next race. We are just waiting for the server to reset and go over into the second race time. In the meantime, I'm just quickly going to take a little bit. Oh, never mind. There we go. We're going into the reset. So it's going to be about 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then we will be having our drivers back on the starting grid. And we will start the second race for this evening. Alvin, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's good to have you back. The server has reset now. We've got about 50 seconds before the drivers will be getting back onto the starting grid, and we can get the second race for this evening going for Division B. It's going to be interesting to watch. We will be having Timo Smith starting right at the back, Kian in right next to him. Then we've got Dylan, Peter, Craig, Janu, Jay, Michael, Herman, Rob, Joni, Conrad, and Nico that will be taking us off the line. So this is a full reverse grid for the second race, which means that the slower driver or the last driver from the first race will be starting in pole position. Now we do know that Nico is a very fast driver, so if he can get that whole shot and start running away with this race, it's going to make it very difficult for Kian and Dylan as well as Timo to actually catch up to him and take that first position.
Either Dylan, Jay, or Michael. Because these guys have a world of experience working in traffic. I'm not too sure how Timo handles traffic. I know for a fact Kian struggles with traffic, so it's going to be very, very tricky.
No, and remember, we now have the faster drivers at the back and the slower guys in the front, so they're gonna have to compromise and the faster guys is gonna have to adapt to the braking points and driving lines from the slower drivers. But again, like we said, that's why we've got the beer lobbies, that's why we've got the fun racing, so that the people can get used to the different driving styles and the way that the guys actually drive in the races. So we are now on the starting grid. We will be on board with Dylan taking us off the line. The lights is on. We've got 5 seconds before the race starts, and we are getting this one going. There we go. The race is off. I just need to get to the pits and get going with these drivers. Staying on board here with Nico. And the whole field of minis is coming down. We've got Rob that's already up there in third position.
Big accident.
I see there's been a little bit of contact in the back of the field. However, no one lost out too majorly out there. Still got Rob there in the front. Herman there in third position. But this is a very, very, very tricky one to do. Drivers is swapping backwards or back and forth, but we've got Nico in the front, Rob in second, Herman third, Michael fourth, Janu fifth, Conrad, Dylan, Peter, Craig, Kian, Joni, Timo, and Jay. So we've got Jay all the way to the back.
Craig take someone out there that was under braking, and I mean, obviously he had nowhere to go. 3 cars abreast, and Craig got together with someone. I couldn't see who it was. I was watching in car, and not too sure what happened there, Tommy.
I'm not too sure. I missed that one, unfortunately, as well. It seems like there was a little bit of contact between Peter and Craig going into that corner, letting them fall back all the way right down into 12th and 13th position. Well, Peter is driving hard to get up, but they've got Joni ahead of them, who's not going to make it very easy for them to pass. She also went from the front to the back. I'm not too sure if there was contact between them or between her and another driver as well.
It might have been her and some other car on the straight. I know there was a huge not contact, it was a tap, and one of the cars just flew off the track.
Not too sure what happened there, but we can see Dylan now working his way up through the pack, already up into 5th position, with Janu van der Westhuizen now ahead of him. And in front of them, there is Michael, who is running that Mini slightly sideways as he goes through that left and right-hander. Going further down the pack again, we still have Timo, who's now working his way up with Conrad and Kian ahead of him. Kian just overtaking Conrad. A very nice move going through there. Now he's starting to put a little bit of a gap between the two of them. Having Michael up in the front. Still, we've got Janu and Dylan that is fighting out here for the 4th position. Dylan is having a look up on the inside. Well, will be the outside line for this corner, if he can make it work. Yes, he made it. He's making his move, but Janu is still trying to run around the outside, having a look up on for the undercut, trying to get back in. Now trying to have a look up on the inside, but he stays behind Dylan. They're both running off the track, but can still maintaining their positions. But Janu is on that slipstream and on the back of Dylan. He's going to try and make a move on him with this next S-bend coming up. But he's rather saying, nope, I'll wait for the next corner to make my move. I know this is very tricky passing through here.
Janu being a very, very good Polo Cup driver, this is his type of car. And yeah, I can assure you he's going to give us some action. He's either going to pass him or he's going to roll it. I mean, he's got a reputation for rolling cars. I'll keep my eye on Janu.
Yeah, no, definitely. We always joke with him and say we must make his car number 69, because no matter whether it's on the roof or on the wheels, it reads the same way around. But going back to the front leaders, we've still got Nico that is now running away with this one with about a 2-second lead ahead of Rob, who is not doing very badly. He's got Michael Rust behind him with about a second between the two of them. So if they just keep it consistent and can just, keep calm and get into that groove and just go for it, they can actually take this one away from Dylan and them. However, Dylan is pushing extremely hard there on the back of Michael Rust, who's now overtaken Janu as well. So he's starting to work his way up there now, and he's going to have a look up on the inside of Michael, and Michael actually sticks to the outside, opening the door there for Dylan to come through. I'm not too sure whether Michael went and said, you know what, I know you're faster than me, I'm rather going to get out your way and let you go up the back, or whether he made a bit of a mistake. But by the looks of it, Michael is fighting back there on Dylan. So he's having a look up on the inside, going into this right-hander. Will he be able to take it back or not? He's going to break a bit later, but Dylan is maintaining that position. Now Janu's having a look up on the inside there of Michael, but he closes the door and falls in right behind Michael there. He's going to wait most probably till after these S-bends before he's going to make his next move, because this is a tricky part of the track, and if you make a mistake, you're going to lose out big time here.
Well, I almost caused Kieran to mess up his race. I tapped him on the shoulder, and it's like, yeah, Papa, and in the meantime, he drives off track. So I was trying to show him to push it, so I'm going to shut my flipping mouth now.
Not a bad thing to do, Melvin. Not a bad thing to do. But still looking there at the back of the pack behind Kian, we've got an entire train of minis consisting out of Herman and Timo as well. Now Herman is trying to have, Timo is trying to have a look up on Herman, with Jay that's also right there behind Timo, trying to make his move, going for the inside line. But Timo just closes the door on him and says, nope, I'm not going to let you pass me on this piece. I want this top position, so you're going to have to work a bit harder for it. Now Timo is also right on the back there of Herman. He's trying to push it very hard to get past him. The longer you stay behind the slower driver, the less chance you have in actually moving your way up in the pack here. Because as the race goes on, you start getting petrol that starts getting less in the car, gets light and a little bit more tricky to handle, and you've got your tire wear and your brakes, and you know it's all just a factor that's going to cause you to either do good or bad. As Timo cuts the track there a little bit, was probably going to get a bit of a warning for that one, as well as end up with dirty tires, so it becomes a little bit more tricky to. Oh, and Herman just closed the door there on Timo, unfortunately not maintaining his racing line and losing out on 2 positions there to Jay as well as Timo. Now Timo is going to start working his way up onto Kian. Dylan just did a very fast time there on a 2-minute 09. Very well done on that time, especially trying to work his way up. Now he's right there behind Rob, but Rob is going to make that mini as wide as a bus and try and keep him behind him. There is a lot of... Oh, I'm not too sure what happened to Jay. Jay just jumped all the way to the pits if it did not finish. So I'm almost sure that Jay unfortunately got into that load shedding stage now and lost those positions. That is extremely sad to see him falling out of this race, unfortunately. Having a look on the YouTube channel quickly, we've got James Leach now who's on the channel saying hello, shouting there to Janu that he needs to make a little bit of a better or a drive there on the guys. It's always good to have James and them on the stream as well. We still have Janu in 4th position with Michael behind him. In front of him, we've got Dylan and Rob that is fighting very hard there for that 2nd position. Rob is doing whatever he can, trying to get the best defensive line through these corners, trying to get Dylan to stay behind him. Dylan is going to probably have a look up on the outside. Will he be able to run around Rob, or can he maintain that 2nd position? He goes through for the move. I think Rob just went, you know, I'm not going to take this one. I'm not going to cause my own race or yours.
Tommy, if I can chirp in. I'm actually watching, I'm sitting here and I mean, Michael and myself are big buddies. We've raced together for years on track, on the streets, after parties. I mean, we're good buds. And to Kian, Michael is sort of an icon. And now he's sitting here, he's catching Michael, and he's getting an ever bigger smile on his face.
I can only imagine. I mean,
so
if
it's
you...
like, I'm catching him. So, sorry, Michael, but Kian's coming.
If you look at, you know, the sim racing, it gives you the opportunity to actually race with some of the legends, if I can say it in that way, in quotations, you know. It's guys you always look up to and you admire them, and now you get the opportunity to actually race with them. And believe me when I say this, it is a feeling that you cannot explain. It's almost like being on a real track in a real car with these guys. You get that same feeling when you drive with them. But there's a very nice battle going on between Janu and Rob. Now, Janu actually made his move and made it stick, but Rob came back past and then Janu overtook him again. So Rob is doing extremely well out there for this evening. But now he's got Michael and Kian that is right behind him, with Timo also that's pushing very hard, trying to catch up to the back there of Kian and Michael. He knows these guys are in a 4-way battle and he can work his way up closer and get right onto the back of them. And
Rob had just gone off.
oh no, I'm not too sure what happened there. I think it just ran a bit
in
wide.
front there, but someone just ran wide. Janu just ran wide. He's got Michael all over him.
Janu, you can see now Janu is actually made his move and passed Michael. Now Kian is having a look up on the inside of Michael, but has to fall in behind him as they're now going down the straight into this fast right-hander again. Kian is locking up the brakes slightly, but so does Michael. Will Kian be able to get that inside line? Michael is doing everything he can, but Kian gets a little bit of a better drive, but Michael takes that position back from him again. This is really interesting to watch. Kian is doing whatever he can to pass Michael, but Michael is just running defensive there. Oh,
Massive
Kian.
lag spike there. Kian had to avoid that.
Yeah, Michael unfortunately had a bit of a lag spike and Kian ran wide, going off the track and unfortunately losing that position there to Timo as well. But I'm pretty sure he can work his way back into that position. Nico is running away with this race at the moment. He's got about a 3.5 second lead over Dylan, who has now worked his way up all the way into second position, with Janu there in third, with Michael right behind him, and Timo, who is now also in that battle there for fourth position, trying to push as hard as he can with 6 minutes left to get that position back there to get that position from Michael. Going further back, Rob unfortunately went all the way from the front into 8th position, but he's right on the back there of Peter the Toy, who is in 7th position, also pushing it very hard. Now, I know for the first two races, Peter was right in the front of the field, pushing it extremely hard, but he seems to have a little bit of difficulties on this track. Now, I know this is an extremely difficult track to be on. I myself struggle on this track, but again, we try and make it as fun as possible, and if you're not having fun while you're doing this, you're doing something wrong. So Rob is trying to have getting into that fight there with Peter, and he will most probably try and take that position away from him. Craig has worked his way up now into 9th position. Still in the back, we've got Conrad in 10th. Herman now right on the back there of him again, trying to fight for that 10th position. Joni is all the way back there in 4th position. It seems like Jason has actually been able to join in late in this race. He's just going to drive this one out just for the fun of it and try and get that little bit of points as he can, as he was not in the race for the first one due to load shedding, but joining in on the second one, just, getting the points for this one race at least. So still in the front, we've got Nico with a 3-second lead over Dylan. So Dylan is now starting to close that gap down onto Dylan with Janu that's right there. So these two guys should get into a little bit of a fight for first and second, but I'm pretty sure that Janu will be finishing there in 3rd position if all goes well, unless there is a fight that happens behind him and position changes. Sorry guys, just taking a little bit of a breather and having a little bit of a
5 minutes going, so it's going to be quite interesting, you told me.
No, definitely. You can see Timo is starting to
Timo's
close.
catching up with Michael for sure.
Yeah, no, you can see him closing that gap there on Timo, and once he's done with Michael, he will definitely start working his way up there to Janu, and hopefully you will be able to finish there in that 3rd position, trying to get top scoring points for the evening. However, Dylan is in 2nd position, so this will be his second for the evening. So if all goes well,
Dylan has got it won basically.
No, definitely. If he can finish in 2nd position, he will be top scoring points for this evening, and he will definitely take this one away and be 1st position for tonight in Division 2 or Division B. Nico will most probably just sit comfortably there with about 3 to 4 laps left to go in 1st position. There is a 2-second gap, but Dylan is closing on him, and he's doing it very quickly. He's already down to 2 seconds between the two of them from almost 4 seconds. So this is going to be interesting to watch. This is going to come down to that final lap. I can tell you that, and it's going to be a battle all the way to the end of this race. Not too sure what's going on.
I can tell you the pace definitely very, very much up. If you look at the split times, everybody up on their sectors. So it seems like the track has gone to these guys, and they're pushing us now. They're making use of this grip.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting a little bit more grip, a little bit more traction out there, and the minis is getting lighter as the fuel usage keeps going. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the final stretches of this race. Further back down, we still have Michael there with Timo now right behind him. There's less than a second between the two of these guys, and it's going to be interesting to watch as well coming into the start finish for the 2nd or 3rd last lap that they'll be doing, as we are again on 2 minutes 10 seconds, and they just started this one, so there will be about another 3 laps to go, including this one for tonight. Jason just said on the track or on the YouTube channel that the power is back on, so he did rejoin. Peter Geldenay still there saying nice racing. It's a bit tricky out there. You will be in Division 1 if I'm not wrong. So it will be nice to see.
It's one of the quicker drivers in Division 1. One of our aliens.
So I have to say it's nice
Again,
seeing
Michael having a massive ping lag. So Michael definitely struggling with connection issues. You see there that Timo had to really slow down to avoid Michael.
Yeah, I can actually see it on the stream. You can see the car start running almost like it's drifting down the straight. That's what happens when you have a little bit of an internet connection and you get a ping spike, as we call it, and it makes it difficult for the driver that is behind you to actually drive with you, because the moment you get a ping spike, your car starts jumping around on the track, and sometimes it just pulls into the track or it disappears off the track, and then all of a sudden it's there again. So it makes it very difficult, and a lot of times you do end up making contact with the driver, so they're going to do whatever they can to avoid it. So Timo's most probably just going to back out of this one and just maintain his race and finish there in 5th position. We still have a minute left to go for this race, which comes down to about another 2 or 3 laps. Nico is still pushing comfortably there in 1st position. However, there is now less than a second between him and Dylan. So they're going to start their 2nd last lap now as they go over the start-finish line. Dylan going there for a 2 minute 2 seconds, and Nico is 2 minute 2 seconds, where Dylan is 2 minute 1 second. So he's doing about a second a lap faster than Nico. So this is really coming down to this final 2 laps that they have going. But unfortunately, like we said, anything can happen.
Timo, they're attacking Michael.
Is Timo attacking
He's
Michael
going
at the
for
moment?
it. Timo is attacking Michael really hard.
So it seems like Michael might have got that connection issue sorted out, and Timo can now get back into this fight, trying to overtake him. And Janu is still sitting there comfortably in 3rd position. So I'm pretty sure this one will come down to Nico, Dylan, and Janu taking that first or that top 3 positions if all goes well in this race. Unless Janu makes a little bit of a mistake, I'm pretty sure he will be able to finish there in 3rd position.
Janu not planning on rolling, to be honest.
Hey, we can't take we can't keep bringing that up.
If you hop onto Michael and Timo, you can see that's a really, really close dice. Timo's literally pressuring Michael every single corner.
Well, Melvin, we are actually busy watching them on the stream at the moment. You can see Michael is having a bit of a lag spike or a ping spike again, jumping on the track. This is really making it very difficult for Timo to make a move on him. They are now going to start their final lap in a few corners. So will Timo be actually able to overtake Michael, or will that... Oh, and he just had another ping spike.
I saw that one, yeah.
So you can see, he's a little bit far away from the... Oh, and there was...
Contact, you see, that's a problem with these lag spikes.
Unfortunately,
Timo was completely unguilty. He was behind him, and the next moment he was right behind him, or next to him.
No, Melvin, that is very unfortunate. Now he's losing out in quite a few positions, as Peter now made a move on him, as well as Craig has now gone up into that 7th position.
Oh, that's so sad for Timo there.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is very, very unfortunate that he has dropped down all the way there from 4th. If I'm not wrong, it was 4th or 5th position, all the way down to 8th. So he lost out in 3 positions. They are now on their final lap. And having a look up in the front, Dylan has made his move on Nico and has taken that pole position away from Nico. But Nico is not going to back out of this one. He's going to fight back and hopefully try and take back this 1st position. So I'm going to stick to them for a little while as Dylan runs it sideways into the corner, trying to play around with these brake bios and get the best drive as he can through the corners. So going down, we've got Dylan in 1st now, Nico in 2nd, Janu 3rd, 4th is Michael, Kian 5th, Peter in 6th, Craig 7th, Timo 8th.
Oh, Michael goes off all on his own. He goes off.
I see that
I think the lag started to bother him, and he just literally slid wide.
Yeah, he unfortunately now lost that position down there, and Kian is now up in 4th. Now we've got Peter, Craig, and Timo that's right on the back there of Michael. Michael is still having a little bit of a lag spike, trying to do whatever he can to not cause anyone's race, as well as maintain his own
I'm watching
race.
his ping actually, and he's jumping between 120 and 250, so something is eating his internet. So I'm not sure he's aware of that, but it is definitely causing some disturbances.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's making it very difficult. There was contact again between Michael and Peter now, allowing Craig to get right onto right onto Peter, and we've still got Timo that's right there as well. So now we've got a three-way battle going for 6th position. However, these three drivers has now said, you know what, we're gonna rather fall back a little bit and just keep it. Oh, there was a very, very bad lag spike from Michael, unfortunately taking out Peter, Craig, as well as Timo there. As they are now going down over the start finish, we've got Dylan in first, Nico in second, Jano third, Kian fourth. Timo will be finishing there in the 5th position. We've got Craig in 6th, Michael in 7th, Rob coming there in 8th, Peter in 9th, Herman in 10th. Conrad will finish in 11th position with Joni in 12th position. Jason will be there in 13th position. And unfortunately, we've got Jay who has a DNF. So I'm pretty sure he lost his power there due to load shedding and had to fall out of this race. It's very, very unfortunate. Well, Melvin, this is the finish of Division B. It was it was good racing overall, and I have to say hats off to all the drivers. Unfortunately, there was a few incidents in the start, as well as Michael having a bit of a lag spike there, causing a few drivers to lose positions. But overall, very good racing.
The
Melvin?
racing was fun. I mean, it was awesome. It was clean. Yeah, as you said, a couple of. I think the incidents that was related was more internet issues than rather pure racing incidents.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like we said, this is sim racing, so it uses technology, and unfortunately, you can't control what happens when your internet drops or, those type of things. So it makes it a bit difficult. But overall, extremely good racing. Melvin, thank you for joining me here in the commentating booth. I'm gonna try and see if I can get Dylan in here if he is online. Yes, he is. So I'm gonna try and pull Dylan in to have a little bit of a chat to him and see how the race went for him. Hello, Dylan.
Jy het gefok op haar eerste reis hoor.
Dylan.
Oh, yes, sorry.
No problems, no problems. You're live with us in the commentating booth with me and Melvin. How was the race for you?
Well, the first race was quite a hectic one. I overdrove it the first few laps trying to catch Timo, and then when I didn't see Kian there in the inside, and then from that pass from Kian, my whole rhythm was off. But I have to say that second race, wow, that was a fun race.
I know you guys had a lot of fun out there. It seems like it. I know the first race you finished there in 2nd position, if I'm not wrong.
Third.
Did you finish in 3rd?
Yes, 3rd.
Well, and now the 2nd race you finished in 1st, so that puts you in the top scoring points for tonight, leaving you with this 1st place for tonight's race. Well done. And it was very good racing there. I'm really impressed with you guys. There was very minimal contact that was out there, and you guys really, really did well.
I have to give a lot of good thank you to the guys with the clean racing. It's a hell of a fun here in the B class, I have to say. And I have to say thanks to you guys for hosting such an awesome event. I didn't think a much better way to spend it on a Sunday evening.
Well, we try and make it as fun as possible for you guys, but I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you had a lot of fun out there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for joining us here. Well,
thank you very much.
With that, I'm just going to say goodbye for you for now. I'm going to take a bit of a break. We will be starting the next race within about another 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys back shortly.
Well, Tommy, I'm quickly going to try and post the link onto the chat, I hope, if I can get it right.
I already did, Melvin, so the guys can find it there on the WhatsApp group. Otherwise, just go onto our page on YouTube.
Also sent it to the YouTube channel.
Did you? So the guys that's live with us, please feel free to join us for the Group A class that's coming up next. It's going to be a hell of a race and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. So for now, good night and see you soon.
Okay, Tommy, I'm jumping to the driver's briefing. We made it with 1 minute. That's what you call planning. Practice is already up and running. We'll be starting qualifying in 5 minutes. That will be 20 minutes of qualifying. So I reckon we'll see you in about 10 minutes or so.
Yes, definitely. See you in 10 minutes.
Shut that. Enjoy. Thanks for everything.
It's a pleasure. Enjoy the racing.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Tom Jans is offline, hè.